Welcome to another edition of Baseball for Maniacs. And guys, this is not the video I wanted to do. I wanted to come out after the opening series and pretty much say what I said after we dropped those two to Cincinnati. Oh, that was just the opening series. We're getting all the kinks out. We're going up against Houston, and we'll see how it goes. We saw how it went, and it was probably one of the worst played series in all of baseball, and the Red Sox look like one of the worst teams in all of baseball. The offseason acquisitions have looked terrible. Oviedo has not looked good at all. Sonny Gray hasn't looked good at all. Contreras has shown little tiny flashes here and there, but he still hasn't looked good. Don't even get me started on Caleb Durbin, who I believe is 0 for 16 on the year now. Now, I get it. New team, new everything, pretty much. You got to get used to a lot of stuff, but 0 for 16 is inexcusable. And I'm not even just going to go after Durbin here, because that's just grasping for, like, it's picking the worst thing on a bad team. Because right now the team is just bad all over the place. It's not just offensively, but since I'm talking about the offense, let's just get it out into the open. The Boston Red Sox don't have an approach at the plate. We all saw Roman's first at-bat when he went up against Hunter Brown. It was 3 straight fastballs right down the pipe, and he just stared at him. He's got 11 Ks on the year. The only guy on the team that has more is Story, and he's got 13 of them. So we're not going up there with a plan. We're not going up there with anything except swing. And then the only time that we swing is when we're down 0-2 because we took really good fastballs down the middle. I don't know what the objective was going into the season, but clearly aggressive hitting was not on the forefront. I thought when Roman came out and went 3 for 4 on opening day that it was going to be a sign of things to come, that we were going to be aggressive, and that's just how things were going to go for Boston throughout the season. And look, I know it's literally April 2nd, and I'm probably overreacting a little bit to this, but clearly I was wrong. I don't know if the Red Sox are going to finish even in second place at this rate. We might not even finish in third place at this rate. Just with the way that everything is going and the way that all the other teams in the American League East look right now, this is a very, very bad look for Boston. And they need to turn it around now. They really hope that I hope that this is just early April struggles. They're just going to get it out of the way now. And that was just like fluky baseball. But it really doesn't get any easier for Boston coming up on the schedule. It's an off day today. It is April 2nd. But looking at the schedule here, I believe it's San Diego up next for us. Yes, it's San Diego, who haven't looked great either. So this is the time for us to really pick it up here and get on track. But after the Padres series, it's Milwaukee comes to town, and then we play a St. Louis team that also is off to a 4-2 start, then Minnesota, and then Detroit. So it doesn't really get much easier for Boston going forward with the schedule so far in April until we get up to probably the Cardinals series, or if you even want to say the Twins series, because the Cardinals look good, the Twins do not. Then, like I said, the Tigers, and then we got to play the Yankees. Yankees, Orioles, and then the Jays. So look at that. So here's how we end April. Starting on the 17th, we play Detroit. That runs until the 20th. And then from the 21st until the 23rd, that's the first Yankee series of the year. From the 24th through the 26th, that's the first Orioles series of the year. And then from April 27th through April 29th, that's going to be a Blue Jays series. And then we have a couple off days in April, and then we're back against Houston in early May. This is not good. We needed to start out the opening series at least 500 if we were going to get anything here. Through the first 6 games, we're 1-5. That's despicable. Now, I have numbers right here, and right now I'm just going to look at the batting average right now, and batting average doesn't necessarily matter, but when you're playing this bad, it does. Willier's the only guy who came to hit this year because he's starting out on a 417 average. Nobody else on the team is hitting above 230. The guy ranked second, according to MLB.com, is Roman Anthony, and he's hitting 227. Then it's Cedon, then it's Jaron, then it's Contreras, Story, and then for some reason Durbin's listed here, but he's batting a fat old goose egg. Home runs, it's just Willier. Roman hit the one in his pinch hit effort. Cool, why didn't he play the whole game? That's another thing. I'll get on Cora in a second. Sadon with the other one, and Trevor Story has another one as well. Now, if you look at the strikeouts here, I already talked about Roman, and I already talked about, I believe, Trevor Story. But this is just ridiculous. Because, like I said, we don't have an approach. We get into these holes, essentially, and then we have to swing our way out of them. 13 and 11 to lead the team. 24 strikeouts between two guys throughout the first 6 games. Then 6 all the way through from Marcelo, Jaron, and Wilson. Durbin's got 5. Abreu with 4. Sadon's got 4. Narvaez, Wong with 3. IKF, Monasterio, and Yoshida, they got 2 as well. Why is Masataka Yoshida the only one going up with like an approach to walk? I saw him draw 2 walks, and I got excited. That's stupid. There's no reason for me to get excited for Masataka Yoshida drawing 2 walks. That's crazy as hell to me. To say that this start of the year has been frustrating would be an understatement. And I'm on record earlier in the year saying that I didn't want Alex Cora to be managing this ball club, and I thought that he should be gone when Devers got out of there. He's been riding a very short leash for a long time now. I don't like that Alex Cora has almost been given a ridiculous amount of leeway when it came to changes in off-season protocols. And with that being said, I know he's good. He's a good regular season manager. When he gets into the postseason, he can be clutch and he can have pretty good moments as a manager. However, the way that this team is going, the way that it's been going the past couple of seasons, we're not winning a championship with the core that we have, and we're not winning the championship with Cora as a manager. I don't think he's the right guy to have for Roman or Marcelo to develop into the guys that they can be. I think he was the guy that got to develop Rafi. And now that Rafi's gone, there's really nobody for Cora to hang his hat on now. So this is a make-or-break year for Alex Cora. If he can turn things around, I will eat everything that I've said about Cora. I will apologize. Put me on blast, send me to freezing cold takes, all that stuff. But something tells me that I'm not going to be wrong about this. The loss of Alex Bregman is showing in a big way. And I'm not saying that he would have been here and gotten us a couple of wins, but they would have definitely been a couple more competitive wins. That Houston series would not have looked as pathetic as it did if Alex Bregman was in the lineup. I don't know what we could have done better pitching. We could have done a lot better pitching-wise, but the offseason acquisitions have just been downright awful. And even Crochet didn't look great to his standard yesterday against Houston. It just hasn't been fun to watch Boston baseball. And that makes me really sad to say, because I look forward to baseball season every year. I look forward to how the Red Sox are going to do. I dread turning the games on at this point. I dread being like, oh, what's going to happen in the first inning here? How many fastballs are we going to look at down the middle? How many curveballs are we going to swing over top of? How many rollovers are we going to have? How many not extra base hits are we going to get? How many runs moved over are we going to get? We always have runners left on base. Nobody ever gets moved over. There's no approach for a sacrifice or anything like that. It's always just hit it as far as you can and then let's see what happens. Like I said, Willier's the only one that came to the field with an idea of hitting. This pitching that I said was deep needs to pick it up in a big way. I literally thought that the only way we were going to get a win is if Crochet was just going to go out there and shove. And that's what he did in the opening day start. And then he struggles a little bit against Houston yesterday, and we can't pick him up. We can't pick him up. This offense is not able to... I'm sorry. They're unable to step up when they need to. They don't have a clutch factor. They don't have anything. This is just guys fighting for contracts, it looks like here. These are guys that look like they don't belong. But we're the Boston Red Sox. We have to belong. And again, it's only April. I'm probably overreacting to everything that's happening with Boston baseball. But I also don't think that I'm underselling it either. I don't think that our lack of picking up major stars in the offseason is really talked about as much as it should be. Yes, we got Contreras. Yes, we got Sonny Gray. What are they doing? Absolutely nothing for us right now. When we were in the market for guys like Pete Alonso, when we were supposed to be in the market for guys like Kyle Schwarber, our names was thrown around in Bo Bichette talks. When you see names like that not sign here, and we're just kind of not necessarily picking up scraps, but we're playing with what was left with us, and this is the result that we're getting, it makes you really think, what exactly did Craig do? And Craig did nothing. He did absolutely nothing. Every trade that has gone through right now looks like a fleece job on the other team's part, and I really hope that this is just a beginning of April type situation. That's the reason I'm not yelling and screaming and everything right now, but if I gotta come back and remake this video at like the beginning of May or even in the middle of April, I don't think the Red Sox are going to make the playoffs at this point anymore. Right now, I'm a little dampered. I think, again, it's early. Anything could happen. But if I got to come back and redo this, if this is going to be a consistent thing that I have to do, just discussing how bad the Red Sox have been and what they need to do to turn things around, the Red Sox aren't going to make the playoffs. And that makes me really sad to say. But you can't say that they're even close to being a good team right now. And anybody who even thought that they were going to compete with the Yankees, like myself, anybody who thought they were going to compete with Toronto, like myself, it looks stupid. It looked really, really stupid. And I hope that Boston stops making me look dumb. But up until that point, I look stupid. They're the worst team in baseball, and it's not even close. But yeah, that's going to do it for this edition of Baseball for Maniacs. Just a quick little rant rundown of why Boston is bad. And again, I'm just really, I'm not bent out of shape about it. I'm more surprised than anything. But again, the lack of movement in the offseason when it comes to like big stars is really showing right now. The lack of movement, the lack of anything that we did outside of getting veterans on the last legs of their contracts or primes, and then Caleb Durbin, we need to do something else. Somebody needs to come into the lineup. Somebody needs to go into the rotation. I don't know. Something needs to happen. But up until then, the Red Sox are the worst team in baseball. Quote me, put me out there. The Boston Red Sox right now, as of April 2nd, 2026, are the worst Major League Baseball team. And I hate saying that, but it's the truth. And that's going to do it for this edition of Baseball for Maniacs. Am I overreacting about the Red Sox? Do you think I'm actually underselling how bad they really are? What do you think they have to do to turn it around? Is Cora the problem? Are we relying too much on projection and hype instead of what we actually have on the field? Yes, but let me know what you guys think as well. But up until then, let's go Sox. Let's turn this ship around and let's get it going. Enjoy the games that are on today, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.